Internet, good morning. This is Daybreak here, coming back at you guys with yet again another Dragon Ball Z figure review. Today, we are going to be taking a look at my favorite version of Trunks. Actually, I lied. He's my second favorite version of Trunks. Now, what do I mean by that? Well, the first version of Trunks, in my opinion, that I love is the jacked up Super Saiyan gone crazy on steroids, like that version. You know what I mean? It's the one where he's fighting Cell and he was in the hyperbolic time chamber, and I think something happened to Vegeta and he just went berserk, and he was muscle after muscle on top of muscle on top of muscle. It was freaking ridiculous how jacked this guy was. Now that is, in my opinion, my favorite Trunks. This one is definitely a close second. I love the fact that he has the long hair. I love the fact that he is in that Saiyan uniform, so it looks great. Now, with that being said, this is the new box that we have. Now it's pretty much standard with all of the S.H.Figuarts DBZ figures, but hey, nevertheless, pretty cool, like it. I love this version of Trunks where he has the longer hair. I really wish these Dragon Ball Super Trunks right now, currently in the anime, I wish he had that kind of hair because it was awesome. But no, he went back to the shorter haircut, and it's weird because it's a lighter blue. I don't get it. Now, with that being said, you have all the different poses you can get this Trunks figure in. It showcases the alternate head sculpt that you get, so that's pretty cool, and that's that. Now, this is the pose that I was telling you guys about when he's like that super jacked version. Unfortunately, we don't have that here. We have just the standard body, and that's that. Alright, so give me a sec. I'll be right back with Trunks out of package, and we'll see what he has in store. Be back in a few. And we are back. We have Super Saiyan Trunks out of package, and I gotta say, it's okay. And I wish it was a little better, and I'll explain all that in this part of the video, but yeah, it's okay. It's not a bad figure, but it's not a great figure. It could have been a great figure, but yeah, it's not, unfortunately. But we'll talk about it as we go. So here we go. I'm going to move Trunks here out of the frame for just a little bit. Let's take a look at the accessories first, and then we'll take a look at the actual figure. So first, bam. This is pretty much the best accessory that you get with this guy. I love this version of Trunks. The short hair one is alright, but this one, when I saw this for the first time on the anime, man, I was like, holy crap, this guy is freaking badass. When he came out of the hyperbolic time chamber with his dad, and he was all beat up, and he had the long hair, I was like, he definitely went through hell in there. So, with that said, I love the fact that they've given you this interchangeable headpiece so you can have him powered down. Love it. Now, something that I do want to warn you guys about is this right here, this little hair piece that's kind of hanging out. Be careful because it's it's flexible plastic, but I can definitely see this thing snapping or breaking right here if you are not careful. So keep that in mind. Alright, moving on to the next accessory. You got the cross arm pose. We've seen this quite a lot now, and I feel like they've made some adjustments to these every single time they've released it, so pretty cool. The Piccolo had it, he was the first one, and then I think Cell has it, Vegeta has it, and now Trunks has it, so that's pretty cool. Alright, moving on to the different face plates that you get with this guy. So you have this one right here, it's the angry face. And then you have this one right here, which is the screaming face. Now, these are the only two face sculpts that you get with this actual figure. So, unfortunately, if you wanted to use this face sculpt or this head and then swap out the face, it's not going to be possible. It is, you can do it, but it's not going to look correct at all. Why? Because as you guys can clearly see, he has the yellow eyebrows, he has the green eyes. That is obviously when he's a Super Saiyan. So if you put it on this one right here, it's going to look really, really off. I really wish S.H.Figuarts gave us some other face sculpts other than this kind of blank stare version, but they didn't. So unfortunately, that's a little minor complaint that I have. Alright, moving on to the different sets of hands you get with this guy. So the first one I'm going to show you. Two different Kai Blast hands pretty much. You have this one. It looks like it's for like the Kamehameha or anything of that sort. Any Kai Blast. So that's that. And then you have these open palm hands. And then that's pretty much it. The closed fist hands comes with the actual figure. Now, let's take a look at the actual figure and see what he has to offer. So this is how Trunks looks. Now, I'm just going to tell you right off the bat, guys, the blue that you see, the underbody suit, is actually a more faded blue. Right now on camera, this looks like it's a nice ocean blue, but it is not, so keep that in mind. The harsh lighting that I'm using in this this review station, that's what's making it look like it's a more like an ocean blue, but it's definitely not an ocean blue, so keep that in mind. Now, another thing that I want to get you guys to look at is the armor right here. Now, this is where a couple of my gripes come into play. First of all, if you look at the older figures with this armor right here, you will notice that they have outlined everything. But clearly here, on this Trunks figure, which was released not too long ago, they don't have any panel lining at all. So that, I feel, was an opportunity missed. Them giving us all of this new articulation and whatnot, you would have thought that they would have went way beyond what they needed to do, but they didn't. I feel like they kind of cut corners with this figure. So there's no panel lining here, there's no panel lining here, there's no panel lining anywhere throughout the armor. Same thing applies to the boots, unfortunately. Another gripe that I do have with this particular figure is the fact that, I don't know, maybe it's just mine, but I really don't like this new design when it comes to the articulation. Why? Because it limits it. Maybe I'm not used to it yet, and maybe I'm just moving this the wrong way. Maybe, but I've looked at the instructions, I've watched some videos online, and pretty much people are saying the same thing. It's less articulation than the one before. Now I understand they're trying to make it more smooth and look I guess more fluid like, but I rather have more articulation, to be honest with you. Now with that being said, let's take a quick look at this guy. The face sculpt, nicely done. The hair, I love the orange that's kind of in the middle here, and then it kind of disperses into that yellow, so that looks cool. On the back, you don't really see much going on. There's no shading or anything like that. You do have this nice little white band that's kind of tape, or I don't know what it is, but it's a tape or a band, and you can clearly see it's holding his hair together. Paint wise, there's really no shading at all when it comes to this figure. It's just the flat blue and then the armor bits, and that's pretty much it. Now articulation, head can fully rotate, can look up that far, so can't look that far at all, can look down. He does have a neck joint, but every time S.H.Figuarts uses this neck joint, I really feel like it's not really usable, so whatever, it's there. The arms can move in just like that because they added the butterfly joint, which is nice. The arm can go out that far, can fully rotate, so that's good. He does have a bicep swivel. Mine's a little loose, so that's another frustrating part. Double jointed elbows. He has the swivel and the hinge right here. It's actually a ball joint that does all of that, so that's pretty cool. The upper diaphragm can move, but it's very, very tight, as you can clearly hear. You can pivot this a little forward and then pivot it back. So that's pretty much it. Now, when it comes to the waist, can turn left and right, which is nice, but they got rid of the pop-up feature that the older figures had. Now that pop-up feature, yeah, it looked ugly if you were looking directly at it, but it served a huge purpose for articulation. Now this, because it doesn't have that pop-up feature, it's limited in what it can do. Now, moving on to the legs, this is where I have the biggest gripe. The legs can only go out that far. That's kind of bad, especially for a martial artist. I don't think this is good enough, in my opinion. I've tried maneuvering this inner piece, but it doesn't really do much. The legs can go out that far, which is a joke. So yeah, I'm really not liking this figure at all. So maybe it's just mine, who knows, but double jointed knees, and then the feet have pretty much everything you could ever want. So for the price point, for them to be updating the articulation, I feel like it was more of a downgrade. And then the fact that they got rid of the whole pop-up feature, that's another downgrade. The loose joints, that's another downgrade. And then the no panel lining, nothing of that sort. No paint at all. I feel like this was a huge opportunity that went down the tubes, unfortunately. Now, don't get me wrong, I love the fact that we got this figure, but like I said, it's really frustrating figure, at least to me. Now, with that being said, real quickly, just to showcase how to swap out the face and whatnot, or the head, if you want to swap out the head, pull off the head just like that, revealing the ball peg right here. You're going to take the head, line it up, and you're going to push down until you hear a click, and there you go. Simple as that. I feel like it's not in there all the way, but it will do. So there you go. He looks pretty cool. Like this head sculpt. I'm probably going to have my Trunks with this head sculpt right here. And then if you want to swap out the hands, you do pretty much the same thing. Pull off the existing hand and then plug in any of the hands that you want. So it's as simple as that. When it comes to the face plates, all you need to do is pull off the front hairpiece, pull off the face, and plug in whatever face you want. So there you go. And then you would put the hair back into place, just like that. Alright guys, I know I feel like this review, I've been just complaining about this figure. It's a okay figure. I think they could have done a lot more with this particular figure, and especially for the import price point, yeah, I could definitely see, I wish they did something more than just give us this new articulation, which really I'm not sure if I'm a big fan of. So with that being said, guys, please leave in the comment section down below if you have the same opinion as I do. If you don't, that's cool too. Explain to me why you like this version. I mean, don't get me wrong, it looks nice, but the articulation I feel is gone. The pull-out feature, that was great, but it's no longer there. The loose joints, that's been an issue. And yeah, the panel lining, I mean, come on Bandai, you can do better than that. So with that being said, thanks for watching, and please, if you like what you saw, rate, comment, and subscribe. And until next time guys, this is Daybreak 748. I'm signing out. Peace out guys.